love you all. And if you're a hater...
Hey YouTubers, Sign543 and hey-yos! Anyway, first I just wanted to give a big shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you very much, it means a lot to me, and I've really met a lot of great new friends. I am having a blast. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you about something amazing that happened today. Once again, like before, God spoke to me in an audible voice. I was just at my desk when all of a sudden I heard God say, "Come to my office." I didn't even know God had an office, but I was certain that if he did, he would surely decorate it with furniture from IKEA. I just love IKEA, don't you? My whole house is furnished with stuff from IKEA. Okay, not my whole house, but I do have an IKEA refrigerator magnet. And if I stand like an inch from my refrigerator, it looks almost as big as my house. I don't really own a house, just a refrigerator. I just, like to collect appliances for some reason. Just a habit, really. Okay, my refrigerator is still at the appliance store, but they do let me keep things in it. It's not plugged in or anything, so I don't keep food in it or anything like that. Just clothes and stuff. And once when I couldn't find a babysitter, I put my son in it so I could go out to a party. But then child services came along and told me I couldn't do that anymore. Apparently, lots of kids die each year from suffocating in refrigerators. But that's just silly. If you wedge an air hose in the door, they can get plenty of air. So anyway, God calls me to his office, and then suddenly I realized that the voice is coming out of my speakerphone. I was amazed. God was dialed into my work phone. No, not really. It was just my boss. But he does look like God, or how I imagine God to look. And even though I don't think that God is bald or has liver spots on his hands, I'm sure he has pretty green eyes and wears an Armani suit. My boss doesn't have any of those things. They don't let bosses at Jiffy Lube wear suits like that. But when I close my eyes when my boss is talking to me, I can picture him in an Armani suit. When I do that, my boss usually throws a staple at my head and tells me to look at him when he's talking to me, but we have a great relationship besides that. He's such a fooler. He is. So anyway, I go into his office and God, my boss, tells me that I have to pay more attention to my job duties. Apparently, it's important to pay attention when the customer tells you what weight of oil to put in his Lexus. Oh, big whoop. I've picked up the bottles of the different brands of oil we carry. They all weigh the same to me. I don't know what kind of game they're playing down there, but they don't fool me. Not one bit. Nope. At any rate, the guy who owned the Lexus was rude anyway. When I was changing his oil, I heard him talking to his wife about the dipstick under his hood. I got burning mad when he called me that. I know now that he wasn't talking about me when he said that, but instead he was talking about that long metallic thing that you use to check the level of your oil, but I could still tell that he didn't like me. And, of course, that's why I ripped off his toupee and called his wife a bloated plastic surgery nightmare. I found out later that he didn't actually wear a toupee. I tried to give back the handful of hair I was holding, but the police officer just told me to get the hell in the back of the cruiser and shut the hell up. Gee, you try to apologize and you get repaid with a taser to the face. Okay, so yes, now I do realize that God was not speaking to me in an audible voice, but I know that he will again one day soon. I keep praying that he will, and God usually answers all my prayers. Like that time I prayed for a big change to happen in my life, and then suddenly out of the blue I was evicted from that house I was buying. I didn't actually buy it, but I was living there. Well, how can they expect you to buy something when you haven't even tried it out yet? Hello? That's exactly what I said that time I got kicked out of the toilet store, but they didn't listen either. I realize now that I probably should have waited till the family who was living there moved out already, but I think they should have given me points for my zeal. I really wanted that house. It's not like I was intruding on the family or anything. I did stay in the attic and only came down at night when everyone was asleep so I could eat. I don't know who the mother was, but boy could she cook. And it all would have worked out wonderfully if that, stupid kid hadn't gotten up in the middle of the night for a drink of water. Looking back, I can see now how it must have been frightening to him to walk into the kitchen and see a strange man standing in there in his underwear eating spaghetti from a strainer. But did he have to wake up the whole house? A 7-year-old boy should really know better than to wake up the whole house and bother them with something as explainable as that. If he had just asked what I was doing, I would have gladly explained my situation. That the economy was bad and my inability to commit to anything due to my estranged relationship with my parents because of how suffocating they were when I was a teenager during the 80s, a couple of hedonistic product of the 60s baby boomers, now trying to raise kids in the me generation, was why I was living in his attic. See? How hard is that to understand? But no, he had to scream for his stupid parents. Kids have no respect these days. What was I saying?
I'm the Easter Bunny.